All right, let's get right into it. There's a crypto network that has basically become a giant, and it's hiding in plain sight, inside an app that millions, maybe even you, use every single day. Today, we're going to unpack the absolutely wild story of TON, the open network.
So what's the whole point, the big idea? Well, it really just comes down to this one simple question. What if using crypto was just as easy and natural as sending a text to a friend? That's the core promise, right? The thing we're going to dig into. So what is it, really? At its heart, it's what's called a Layer 1 blockchain. Now, if you're in this space, you know what that means. It's the base layer, the foundation, kind of like Bitcoin or Ethereum. But here's the kicker. It was built from the ground up for two things: insane speed and ridiculously low costs. And all of that is woven right into the fabric of the Telegram app.
And just so we're clear, this isn't some tiny little side project. To give you an idea of just how big this thing is, TON is consistently a top 10 crypto by market cap. It is a heavyweight in the space, and believe me, it is not slowing down.
Okay, but here's where the story gets really interesting. Its origin. This wasn't some smooth, planned-out journey. Oh no. The history of TAM is honestly a total roller coaster. It's a story of corporate ambition, huge legal fights, and then, well, a kind of community rebellion.
So let's just run through the key moments here. It all starts back in 2018. The team at Telegram kicks off this project they called Gram. But then, bam! 2020 hits and the US SEC comes down hard, forcing Telegram to completely drop the project. You'd think that's the end of the story, right? Wrong. And this is the cool part. The code was all open source, so the community just picked up the torch. They relaunched it themselves as the Open Network and just kept building. You fast forward to today, and a massive wave of super simple games has onboarded millions and millions of people.
Okay, so you've got this huge platform, Telegram, with all these users. How does a network even begin to handle that kind of traffic without just collapsing? Well, the secret is baked right into its DNA. It was designed from the get-go for exactly this: massive, massive scale.
So what's the magic sauce here? What's under the hood? Well, TON's got this really unique setup. A bunch of different components that all work together for maximum efficiency. But the real game changer, the thing that unlocks its insane speed, is something called dynamic sharding. And does all that fancy tech actually work? Oh yeah. In a public stress test, TON hit over 104,000 transactions per second. I mean, just to put that into perspective, that officially makes it the fastest public blockchain ever recorded by that measure. It's kind of mind-blowing.
So how on earth does it do that? Well, the key difference is how it processes things. Think about it. A lot of older blockchains, they handle transactions one by one, sequentially. Like you're waiting in a single line at the bank. TON, it throws that whole idea out the window. It processes tons of transactions all at the same time in parallel across a bunch of different chains.
And that brings us back to that idea of dynamic sharding. The supermarket analogy is honestly perfect. Imagine it's Saturday afternoon, the store is packed. Instead of having one giant slow-moving line, a smart manager opens up 10 new checkout lanes instantly. That's exactly what TON does for transactions. When traffic gets heavy, it just opens up new lanes to handle the load, so you never have to wait.
And you know what the best part of never having to wait in line is? It's cheap. Because the network isn't constantly jammed up and congested, the cost for a normal transaction is, well, it's less than a penny. So you get that incredible speed, and it's super affordable. That's the magic combo.
Okay, so the tech is amazing. Super fast, super cheap. But let's be real. The best tech in the world doesn't mean a thing if no one uses it. And that's where TON has an ace up its sleeve, a secret weapon that no one else has. Its native, deep integration with Telegram.
I mean, just look at this number. Over 900 million people. Think about that. That's not a market they need to go out and find. It's a built-in audience, already there, who can start using the TON network with literally a couple of taps on their phone. It is, without a doubt, the single biggest on-ramp in the entire crypto world.
And this is the part that really blows my mind. This is how easy it is to get started. You just open your Telegram app, you find the wallet, and that's it. You're in. And check out that last point. It's huge. For most users, there's no messing around with those complicated 12-word seed phrases. That alone removes one of the biggest, scariest barriers for anyone new to crypto.
It's this super smooth, easy experience that basically opened the floodgates for all these GameFi apps. Game finance.
It's like the perfect Trojan horse, right? You get people playing these simple, addictive games like Notcoin or Hamster Combat, and they don't even realize they're using cutting-edge crypto tech underneath. And because it was so easy, these games onboarded hundreds of millions of people, practically overnight.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got this wild origin story, we've got seriously powerful tech, and we have a mind-bogglingly huge user base. So, what does that all look like when you put it together? Let's zoom out and take a look at the big picture.
Right now, if you look at the whole TON ecosystem, yeah, gaming is king. It's the biggest piece of the pie by far. And that makes total sense, right? It was the perfect way to get people in the door. But that was just the beginning. Now you're seeing a whole world growing up around it. DeFi, NFTs, payment apps, they're all starting to build and find a home here.
You know, when you boil it all down, this quote pretty much nails it. The fastest, cheapest, and most user-friendly Layer 1 blockchain. It's that magic combination, that trifecta of speed, cost, and access through Telegram that really makes it unique.
Which really brings us to the big final question, doesn't it? We've just seen how TON used a super simple interface inside an app that everybody already knows and loves to reach a scale nobody has ever seen before in this space. So is this the playbook? Is the secret to mass adoption just making crypto disappear into the apps we use every day? Is that how we get the next billion users? It's definitely something to chew on.